Happy holidays, agents, and welcome to the Festive Build. Today's video will be on our Festive Delivery Backpack, the latest backpack to release in our Winter Project event for the holidays. This latest named backpack is part of the Group Sombra brand set, offering us some critical hit damage, explosive damage, and headshot damage, and comes with our talent Fireworks Show. This is an exclusive talent to this backpack, and this offers a cool little switch up to concussion grenades. Concussion grenades become festive grenades. Hitting an enemy with a festive grenade will cause explosions to happen around two other enemies within 20 meters. But before we get too deep into the gear, let's start from the beginning. We are using our Demolitioner Specialization. Main reason is for that extra 10% increased explosive damage. Now, although this is a DPS build I have put together and not a skill build, this perk still works towards our grenades. Now, as for our weapons, I would say you can use any, but of course I am using the meta weapon, say Elmo's Engine. Hard hitting, high magazine, assault rifle, which as you all know, well, it's just overall OP. If you don't have the St. Elmo's engine, or maybe you would like to use a different weapon, I would recommend any other assault rifle like the Police M4 or the FAMAS 2010, and maybe you can equip Sledgehammer to give you some amplified damage to armor when throwing your grenades. Now with that being said, we are using the Lefty for that talent, but for perfect Sledgehammer. Dealing damage with a grenade applies a mark on target. Targets with the mark will take 40% more damage to armor and have a negative 30% movement speed. They'll take more damage and move a lot slower. As for the sidearm, well, honestly, you can kind of just throw anything on there. Now we move on to our gear. We've already went through our Festive Delivery Backpack, and as you can see, rocking a two-piece Group Sombra. The other piece to our Group Sombra is going to be our holster. Our holster, as you can see, is double crit weapon damage, backpack crit damage, headshot damage, crit damage mod, weapon damage. Then we move on to the next brand set that offers some explosive damage, which is our China Light Industries gloves. We are obviously only using these for the explosive damage so we can get as much damage on our explosives as possible. And of course we're doing some crit damage, headshot damage, and weapon damage on this one. Now our other two pieces will be our Fox's Prayer knee pads, just to give us some of that damage to targets out of cover, gives us some crit damage, obviously some weapon damage, and we are using the Cheska mask for double crit, weapon damage, some crit chance on that brand set, just to overall wrap around our stats and give us some high damage stats. The last piece, which obviously helps with our stats, but mostly for our grenades, will be the good old Collector, one of the latest exotics to drop this season. This exotic comes with the talent Hoarder. We get an increased 3 grenade capacity, 50% grenade radius when throwing our grenades, and 35% grenade damage. On top of that 35% grenade damage, we get an additional 25% grenade damage for each enemy caught in our blast. So if we have 4 enemies caught in our grenade blast, that is an extra 100% grenade damage. And as you can see here, I'll show you a little difference, what our grenade radius looks like without the Collector, and then what it looks like with the Collector. It's obviously a very big difference, especially when you want to start fights with grenades. And last but not least on this talent, which is probably the best part to it, is this chest piece automatically regenerates a grenade every 30 seconds if we have less than 2 grenades in our inventory. So if we use up all of our grenades, we will constantly be getting them back every 30 seconds, obviously at a max of 2. Now, as for the skills, I would say you would use any skills that kind of fit your playstyle. This is a DPS build, so using something like a mortar turret or a seeker mine may not do as much damage as it can if you are doing a skill build. But for this one, I rock the Crusader shield just to give me some protection, and the fixer drone because, well, I am using all reds and I might need that survivability some way, shape, or form. And as you might well know, being that this is heavily on explosive damage for our grenades and it is a DPS build, this build not only works with general gameplay, all types of heroic content, but it even works well for the Hollywood Global event. Unfortunately for that event, I wasn't able to get gameplay using this build for the event, but when it comes around again, take my word for it, I will have some gameplay for you and you can see how awesome this build works for both regular play and the Hollywood event gameplay. But comment down below, what have you been using for either your Festive Delivery or your Collector, and we'll get into some gameplay. Until the next one, see you.
Sheriff.
Hostile Stinger Hive detected. Target neutralized. Good work. Got the target. Nice. Target neutralized. Good work.
Looks like you earned yourself another bounty. Well done.